Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Sitrep podcast. I'm your host, Oriskany Jim, and today I'm joined by my friend Chip. Chip, how you doing, everybody?
Doing good.
Or how are you doing, sir, is what I should say there.
That's okay. I can be everybody.
Yeah, nice. Okay, we got a new player in the house today, guys, so everyone please be gentle. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be gentle. That's not how we do things here on Sitrep. Welcome to everybody who has joined us in both YouTube and on Twitch. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So today's game, as indicated on the screen, is, of course, our old friend Valor and Victory. I say old friend on purpose because there's no Madman Oriskany mods for 1918, 1954, 68, 73, 82, none of that nonsense. We're taking Valor and Victory back to its roots, and we're going back to World War II. This is the way Valor and Victory is played straight out of the book by Barry Doyle, available at Valor and Victory, I should say valor-and-victory.com. Free to print and play. Definitely a great little system. So today's game, in conjunction or in support of... oops, let me go ahead and get that out of the way here. So today's game is going to take a look at some Pacific War material to sort of support or in conjunction with our recent Op Centers episodes that we've been putting up on Sitrep Podcast. So our most recent episode of the Op Center has been about island hopping and how that really works. It's not, attack this island and hop over the water to the next one. It's a specific doctrine, and again, the video goes into it. Check it out if you're interested or whatever about how island hopping really works. So, in summary, island hopping is very simply take one island, skip the next 10, 20, or 100 islands, carefully selecting which islands you really need in order to isolate and reduce and render irrelevant the really big enemy positions that you really have to worry about, but without ever really assaulting them. In other words, island hopping is not about what you attack, it's about what you don't attack. In the South Pacific, that great big Death Star Uber base, gigantic thing that scared the absolute hell out of everybody that even talked about it, was this place right here. Rabaul. It's a gigantic Japanese base on the northern end of New Britain, and for 2 years, for parts of 2 years, really about a year and a half, mid-42 to early 44, Douglas MacArthur and his Americans, plus Australians, plus New Zealanders, were doing everything they can to take Rabaul out of the war without ever actually having to attack it. That was the basis for most of what was going on, not all of it, but for most of what was going on in this part of the South Pacific from 42 to 44. So the Americans start off here in Guadalcanal, famously, and then they sort of again, island hop up this chain. The Australians are causing trouble over here, and the Americans and the Marines also start to land here on the southern tip of Cape Gloucester. That's on the southern tip of New Britain. There's a little bit of action down here. As you can see, what the Americans, Australians, and New Zealanders are really doing is they are drawing a ring around. Look at all these places they're attacking. They're drawing a ring around Rabaul without ever actually attacking it. Because let me tell you something. Attacking Rabaul would have, actually assaulting that place, would have required an assault at least 3 times the size of Operation Overlord in Normandy. By way of comparison, the Germans had about 10,000, 15,000 troops on those beaches. Again, there's no full divisions. There's the 352nd, pieces of the 352nd, pieces of the 711th and the 709th. The Japanese had 100,000 troops at Rabaul, plus a gigantic naval force. The Germans had no kind of naval force at Normandy, and a huge air fleet. The Germans had no kind of air power at Normandy. So given how difficult and how bloody and how big of an Operation Overlord had to be, take a wild guess how big Rabaul would have had to have been. There's just no way. So you have to take that thing out of the war without actually attacking it. And that's kind of what, island hopping is sort of about. It's a doctrine that kind of allows you to do that. Part of that operation was Operation Cherry Blossom here in November of 43, where initially elements of 3rd Marine Division, 1st Marine Amphibious Corps, later supported by the 37th U.S. Infantry, are going to land here at an island called Bougainville. Very, very dense jungle. Pretty much think Vietnam the prequel. South Pacific, dripping wet jungle, malaria, dysentery, the green hell classic South Pacific kind of a battle. And that's what we're going to look at a little bit today. So I will buzz through the history super fast because I know that doesn't always interest all of our viewers to the same extent. Give me 1 second to get this out of the way. There we go. Okay, so here's a little blow up of Bougainville. That's the place where 3rd Marines first went ashore. Very, very shortly, they were then supported by, again, like I said, 37th U.S. Infantry Division. That's Army. And then the Marines are pulled out, and it becomes a completely Army operation from there. They weren't trying to take the whole island. Again, they're just trying to land here, set up an air base, knock out Japanese air bases. Again, just try and tie one more knot in the noose, so to speak, that they're going to use to strangle Rabaul without ever actually having to attack him. So again, here we have, U.S. 3rd Infantry, 3rd Marine Division, 37th Infantry, and as they start to push inland, you can see here some of the dates. The initial landings were made on 1 November. That's their line at the end of week 1. Here's their line on 15 November. And, it keeps pushing, deeper inward. And sure enough, the Japanese 6th Imperial Japanese Army Division, IJA Division, is going to mount a counterattack at this place called Kugu-Gikupai, and say that 10 times fast. And that's where we're going to have a battle today. Kugu-Gikupai. There you go, I said it again. Don't expect me to keep saying it. I'm just going to call it like Kugu Town or something like that. Because that's just going to, kill me if we keep trying to pronounce that. For all I know, I didn't pronounce it right the first time. But anyway. And that's where we're going to have elements of 2nd Battalion, 21st Marines, specifically George Company of 2nd Battalion, 21st Marines, and they're going to get involved in what they call the Battle of Coconut Grove. No, that's not an expensive town in Miami, unfortunately, or an expensive suburb of Miami. It is a rather less attractive place here in the bottom part of here at the bottom of the jungle, so to speak, at Bougainville. So this battle actually did take place. We're going to approximate it here in Valor and Victory. And that concludes, in almost record time, the history section. Make sure that sound isn't too loud. Hey guys, does that sound too loud, anybody? Just want to make sure. Because, because Science Teacher says it sounds a little bit like a recent op center. Hello, Noijet, or I should say, hello Gaz, how you doing? Thanks for coming out. Okay, one of my computers is about to run out of battery here. Which sounds damn near impossible. I've got it plugged in. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. We built the map, again, based loosely on the geographical information that we had in our research. Here's our, Kugu-Gikupai. I'll say that one more time. These are the actual historical villages that were there. The river, the coconut grove. Well, it's not really a coconut grove. I didn't really draw it like that. Just random jungle. This is the main trail that was going through the area at the time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just grabbed 5 random hexes, or not really random. Grabbed 5 hexes that looked important. This is a creek or a river crossing. Obviously the 2 villages. The high ground that overlooks all this area. And this little Buddha up here, because there's a Buddha in the jungle for some reason. These are the 5 objective hexes that we're going to be dealing with in today's game. And then last but not least, we've got today's forces. So let me go ahead and zoom in on some of this. Again, when I built the Marines for Valor and Victory, I built them in 3 stages, predictably, early war, mid-war, and late war. One thing about the Fleet Marine Force and the Pacific Theater of Operations in World War II is it evolved out of all recognition. As far as sheer amount of distance covered, as far as how an army or how an armed force evolved from the start of its war to the end of its war, the United States Marine Corps in World War II is really only surpassed by the Red Army of Workers and Peasants, by the Soviets. Really nobody else evolves as much. As far as you started off at this state and you ended up at this ridiculously more powerful state later on in the war. The Germans definitely evolved, but they kind of evolved backwards as they just took, more and more of a pounding, and their officers got worse and worse as they just took more and more, personnel losses. But that's the Marines. We're doing mid-war Marines, predictably, since we're in 43 and 44. Half squads, full squads, leaders. You guys know all this stuff by now. Support weapons. You'll notice that these numbers are much lower than the ones we play with in Vietnam, Afghanistan, Somalia. Again, these squads do not have squad automatic weapons and M203 grenade launchers in them. It's just M1 Garand rifles and maybe the sergeant's carrying a Thompson, and that's it. So the only kind of real automatic support weapons that we have here are these ones that are specifically called out on these support weapon counters. So we have a slightly understrength Marine company here. Of course, we got a captain and his little command team, his first sergeant, and so on. And then here we've got 3 platoon leaders, and they're slightly understrength platoons. And then a weapon section with 3 half squads. That's 2 teams with the 30 caliber belt-fed machine guns and the classic 60mm mortar that we see in shows like HBO Pacific. I think one of the main characters actually have some of these mortars around. Japanese, as you can see, are not quite doing so well. Again, the Japanese have lost all kinds of air and naval superiority or access to the naval and air situation around most of these islands. It's part of what makes things like island hopping possible. Again, a company commander, we have 3 platoons, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A much smaller weapon section is what we have going on down here. Again, guys, like I said in the Ops Center episode, the Japanese have sort of this reputation as being incredibly tough fighters, and they definitely were, man for man. Here's a problem: they didn't really have the best infantry weapons. You'll notice that this Type 92 machine gun that looks so big and scary looks very suspiciously like a Hotchkiss machine gun left over from World War I. Their light machine guns were no better than knockoff Bren guns. They weren't even as good as Bren guns, and Bren guns weren't all that. These are even worse versions of those. These are almost like French knockoffs of Bren guns. So yeah, Japanese infantry weapons weren't the best. Their best kind of in-company mortar support was this Type 89, sometimes called erroneously a knee mortar, because it's got this little suspicious-looking sort of a spade on the back that looks like it's supposed to go over your thigh, and you fire it off of your thigh like almost like a grenade launcher. A couple of Marines tried that on Guadalcanal in 1942. It didn't go so well for them. They went back to battalion with shattered thighs. You can't do that. Nevertheless, it's a 50mm mortar. It's pretty pathetic. The numbers reflect that. They don't have nearly as many support weapons. They don't have nearly as many support. They don't have any support missions because again, there's no naval or air power supporting these guys. So yeah, it's pretty bad for the Japanese. They're probably going to get wiped out to the last man. However, as we're looking here at our scoring sheet, we're giving both sides 5 points for a victory hex, for an objective hex. The Americans are getting 1 point per casualty point inflicted, and we think we're going to give the Japanese 3 points per casualty point inflicted. Again, for the Japanese, it's all about slowing the Americans down and bleeding them out and causing at least a few too many casualties. The trick with Pacific Gaming, along with a lot of other kind of more realistic wargaming, is to turn an unfair battle into a fair game that's both fair and challenging for both players, even though the battle was, holy shit, anything but. This was, one such example. Hello, Piotr. Jim versus Chip, how you doing? Okay, guys, so I got my other computer turned back on again after much ado. Sorry about that again. I might go ahead and edit some of that stuff out of our broadcast later on. But I have now been talking for way too long. So, Chip,
Yes, sir.
Which side have you chosen to play today?
I will take the underdog Japanese.
Okay. So Chip's exact words before the stream was, "Which side would be less embarrassing to lose at?" I'm like, "Well, that's going to be the, that's going to be the Japanese." Again, nothing against the Japanese military, especially their Navy. Holy crap, the Japanese Navy in World War II was pretty damn good. The Army, not so much on a couple levels. Number one, they were pretty backward. Number two, they weren't as tough as people really tend to say they were. They definitely weren't very well equipped. And that's where 80% of the atrocities are, if not 100% of the atrocities. So yeah, at least in the Pacific. The Japanese Army, I'm not exactly a fan. All that said, I try to keep my games pretty objective. The problem for the Japanese Army here is that they just have no support, no weapons, no Navy helping them out, no supplies. These poor guys are fighting and marching on a handful of rice a day, and doing a pretty good job at it, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so, with all that technical nonsense out of the way, all that background, again, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, did you want to move first, or, you know what, let's go ahead and dice for it.
Sure.
Alright, because again, it's okay, super fast, everybody. Nobody's here on defense, nobody here is on attack. Based on what I could see here in the actual historical record, this was, at least to a certain extent, a meeting engagement between a forward patrol, again, 2nd Battalion, 21st Marines, and Japanese a counterattack force coming from the 6th IJA Division out of the northeast. So, long story short, take your first shot of the day. The Americans are coming in from the south side of the board, the Japanese are coming in from the north side of the board, and yeah, 3-to-1 victory ratio, 5 points for victory hex, 6 turns at the max, and let the best man win. So, high roll on a d6 gets to go first. I will go ahead and chuck
4.
a big brick. Get in the box, please. A 2. Alright, you're going first, sir.
Alright.
So I'm just going to go ahead and grab all your guys and move them up top. And while I do that, I will also explain, again, people in the chat probably already know this, but just in case, this is Valor and Victory, chapter and verse out of the book. No crazy upgrades or mods, none of that risky nonsense. This is World War II, this is native ground for Valor and Victory system. Okay, so you don't have to keep your squads in these particular platoons by any means, but these are just your available forces, and you come in from any northernmost hex on the north edge.
We'll take the
ahead.
first squad.
Okay.
Move them from. I mean, what the half hexes are the starting hexes?
A hex is considered playable if it's got a letter in it.
Okay, so we'll start first platoon in I-1 and move them down towards the bridge.
Okay, India 1. So that's going to be 1-2, because he starts off in a woods hex. 1-2. Now he's on the road. 3, 4. Does he have his officer with him? You're going to move that whole platoon together?
Yeah,
okay.
the whole platoon's going to go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, these woods don't bother anybody because now you're on a jungle trail.
Okay.
And you get 6 movement points if you have an officer with you. It is 1, 2, 3. The support weapon doesn't count. The officer counts as 4. 4 infantry units allowed in the stack. That's a legal stack, if not a messy one. Okay. What's your next unit?
Next unit will be the second platoon.
Yep.
Have them start in K1 and just come straight south.
Okay, so Kilo 1, that's a 1 point hex, so it's clear. You've occupied the Buddha hex, so now that's 1 victory point, or 1 victory hex for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. If they keep heading straight south, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Third platoon will come in at Mike 1 and head down the road to the village.
1, 2. Well, the first one's free because you're on a road. 1, 2, 3. And then
They're going to split to Oscar 4.
Okay.
And do they have any more?
Well, it depends on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The officer can lead guys in there. After that, if there's no, in other words, there's only one officer, or I should say leader. There's only one leader.
Right.
So the movement rate is 4 if you don't have a leader with you. It's 6 if you do. So again,
can they get the Papa? If I can get them to Papa 4.
I honestly don't. Yes, the guy with the officer can. So that one's 0. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's a creek hex. 6. So the whole platoon can get to Papa 4, no problem.
There you go.
Okay. I was hearing like split the group up, and when you split the group up,
no.
The one that doesn't have the officer is the one that's gonna not do so well. Because his movement rate is suddenly reduced to 4, and he's already spent 3 in November 3.
Right, and I want the weapons platoon to move to November 3 from Mike 1.
Okay, that is possible. Again, for people in the chat, there is a heavy support weapon here. Heavy support weapon, your speed is reduced by 1. So the speed goes from a 4 to a 3, up to a 5 because he has an officer with him. So he can do that with no problem. Those heavy machine guns do slow you down a little bit. Okay, and then you have your overall force commander here.
I want him in November 2.
All right.
Oh, actually, can he get to Oscar 4?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay.
No problem, because he, again, obviously he's with a leader. I was going to say, you're not allowed to occupy that town unless you can pronounce it. So go ahead and take your best shot.
Kugu Bikopai.
There you go. You probably did a better job than I did. Alrighty. Alright, so now the Japanese are on the board. The American turn. Oh, sorry. I'm skipping. So you basically had no real fire phase. No command phase. You just did your movement phase. I am not on the board yet, so I can't do a defensive fire phase. Your advance and assault phase. All of your squads can now move an additional 1 hex. Regardless of, you can either assault somebody if they're adjacent, obviously that's not the case here, or they can move 1 more hex.
Let's see, let's move in Foxtrot 3, move them to Gulf 4.
Okay.
Kilo 4 to Kilo 5.
Okay. Trying to straighten out these hexes a little bit.
And we'll move Papa 4 to Quebec 5.
Swear to God, half the skill in this game is just keeping these damn counters straight. On a physical table, it's fun. One thing he did really good, I think, Barry Doyle, when he created this game, is he made the counters huge. In a physical board, if you actually download the sheets and print them right as they pop out of the PDF, I think they're like either 7/8 of an inch or 3/4 of an inch hexes, counters. They're nice, big, chunky counters, because you do have these gigantic stacks. And they do become a little difficult to handle. Come on, Ozawa, come out of the swamp. Now that you're on top of your unit there. Okay, any movement here with Hoshima or 3rd Platoon?
Nah, the weapons platoon is going to stay put, but the Oshima, move him to Papa 4.
Alright. Cool. Alright, there's nobody to rally or anything else like that, so that's going to conclude the after action phase. Obviously, we're not playing with any casualty evacuation rules here, guys. No civilians. This is Native Valor and Victory, chapter and verse, out of the book. Valor and Victory back to its roots. So these turns will actually probably go a little bit faster. Alright, let's start with American, or Marine, I should say. Marine, turn 1. No command phase, obviously. No command phase, no fire phase. We'll go straight to movement. Alright, so Pierce's platoon. Most of these Marine leaders are named after guys I served with way back in the day. So I doubt any of them watch our channel, but just in case you guys... Oh, what the hell? Whoa, what the hell are you doing? Damn you, machine! I start talking about things beside the game and I get distracted. Oh my god. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's that heavy machine gun of yours? Oh, it's only got a range of 6. Have I mentioned how crappy Japanese heavy weapons are? Alrighty. I just want to make sure that if I kind of hang out here in this objective X in the open for one turn, I don't get destroyed too much. Okay. That'll take care of Pierce's platoon. Mace's platoon. I can scroll the map up. I don't think I'm exposing myself to any opportunity fire, but we can take a look.
I think we're too far away.
Yeah, again, this is Bougainville. Again, Vietnam, the prequel. So there's a lot of... Ooh, I get a little jungle trail I can use here. Actually, I'm going to leave him back 1 hex. I have plans for Juliet 9 and Kilo 10. Call him.
Let me guess where your weapons platoon's going.
Well, I got a pretty good mortar section there, so I won't be moving all of it. But I know where some of it's going. That's for sure. Right, first of all, get him up front. I have some questions on YouTube. Oh, cool. Thanks very much, Because Science Teacher. Let me try to look at both streams here at once. Yeah, I still don't know why okay, finally. I wasn't able to see the YouTube question tab before. Oh my god, there's a lot going on here. Hello. Okay, okay, let me catch up on the YouTube chat here real quick. Bills are on, but I'll listen during the commercials. Oh, wow, good grief. Over on YouTube, Ben Johnson, that's my kid brother, actually. A huge Buffalo Bills fan. If he's even somewhat watching the stream during a Bills game, that's kind of crazy. Thanks very much. That ain't nothing. I'm not even gonna get around about that. All right, I'm sort of trying to what's the word here? Dovetail 2 of my platoons together here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're using the road the whole way. Actually, because I'm moving off the road, I have to put Coleman down here. Because this guy's not moving with the officer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Using the jungle trail the whole way. And now I've got some other questions in YouTube. Okay, cool. So what else we have here? Bob Peterson, 465. Is that a squad-sized unit? That is correct. Were you in the Corps? Bob, yes, I was in the Corps, literally in another century. Walk me through the unit numbers. This game is new to me. Okay, Bob, no worries. I will do so as soon as I can zoom in a little bit. This is super fast though, Bob, just for your information. This is Valor and Victory by Barry Doyle. You can go to this website. You're going to have to remember to put the dashes in there. It's valor-and-victory.com. You'll find this game free to print and play. You won't have this spiffy map, and you won't get these spiffy counters, because this is designed by yours truly. But the game itself is free to download, along with all the basic stuff. Great little game system. Absolutely amazing. It is light by design. It's meant to be light. It's meant to be an entry-level sort of surrogate for Advanced Squad Leader back in the day. All right, so now I have Elliot's weapons section. And I'll go through the numbers, Bob, in just a second. But yeah, this game is actually pretty straightforward. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so 1, 2 infantry units in there. That's going to be him and him. That stack, I should say, is still legal. This one's going up here. I'm sort of spreading out my weapon section. A Marine rifle company back in the day was 3 rifle platoons and a weapon section, and I'm sort of splitting my weapon section up into a couple different groups. I'm sending my 2 machine gun sections up to bolster Coleman's platoon up there in the north, and then Lieutenant Elliott back here with half a team, or half a squad I should say, is staying back here. Basically that's your 60mm mortar crew. And that will complete movement for myself. Oh, cool, Bob. Another Marine, 80 to 88. I was in from 89 to 93. So from Just Cause to, you know what? I got out the same month that Somalia happened, or I should say Mogadishu. October of 93 was my last month in. So, yeah, Gulf 1, all that nonsense. Needless to say...
I have an opportunity fire at Kilo 10 from up straight up?
Okay, yes you will. Make sure I moved everybody. Everybody's moved. Alrighty. So that was during my movement phase. During my movement phase, you can either take opportunity fire or you can wait and take defensive fire, which takes place immediately afterwards. And there is a difference between the two. There may not be too much of a difference here in this case, so we can just go ahead and resolve that now. But to answer your question, again, measuring from the center of the dot, or from the center dot of the hex to the center dot of my hex, yeah, there's absolutely no problem there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're within range of most of your weapons, and I'll go into the range in just a second.
I think everything but the officer, right?
Yeah, there's no line of sight here because it does barely clip that corner of this tree hex. Definitely nothing here. Alright, let me see what else can help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, too far away.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, too far away. Again, for people in the chat, I know you know this already, Chip. You can shoot through dead trees. Dead trees is something I made up for my World War I expansion of Valor and Victory. I know I just use it all the time because it's fun. It's a -1 hindrance, but you can shoot through them. Regular tree hexes, obviously, no, you can't. Combat Engineer. 1371 Combat Engineer. What was your MOS? Bob, yet promise not to laugh at me. 3043 Supply Administration and Logistics. Yeah, I was that guy. I was that asshole. So I apologize, but yeah, 3043 Supply Admin and Logistics. Okay, so we're about to have some gunfire, so now's a good time to address Bob's other question, where we're going to talk about some... Oh no, I moved the world. Stop it! No! Earthquake in Bougainville.
Offshore naval bombardment.
Yep. The whole world just moved a little bit. Alright, cool. Now move the damn marker, please. Okay, cool. So I'll zoom in and we'll talk about some combat values here.
What?
Go ahead.
Can you just, what's the range on my mortars? I think it was only 7, but I just wanted, I can't remember.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Your
'Cause
little, your little toy mortar has a range of 7.
Yep, 7. Yeah,
minimum minimum range of 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4, 6, 5 was the question that Bob was asking before. All right, so 4 is what's basically it's the firepower. It's what's called the anti-personnel firepower. It's basically it's small arms and light explosives. This stuff that you usually have in a squad. They specify anti-personnel firepower because it's useless against tanks. We have no tanks on this table, so don't worry about it. 6 is the range, a 30 caliber bullet or 7.9 millimeter Asaki rifle, or any of that basic, 30-06 general World War II rifle caliber. 7.5, 6.9 millimeter, or whatever, is usually has a range of 6. It goes by the caliber of the weapon. So 6 is a rifle, usually 4 is a pistol or a submachine gun, because submachine guns fire pistol ammunition back in those days. And then like heavier machine guns will usually go up to a 7. Really heavy stuff like 50 cals go up to an 8 or a 10. And of course there's bazookas, anti-tank guns. We're not getting into any of that in this game. Okay, so you'll notice Mr. Shindo here, Lieutenant Shindo, with his rifle, with his pistol, and his really long-range weapon, his samurai sword. He's not going to be able to reach because the range is, I think, over 5. But everything else should reach. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the range is 5. Yeah. He's shooting into Coleman's position down here at Kilo 10. All right, so this whole group is going to cut loose. We have a full squad. That's 8 men with 4 firepower points. A half squad that's operating a light machine gun. This half squad is able to operate that half squad is able to operate that light machine gun and use its own weapons because it's a light machine gun, L. A heavy class weapon system, you can't do that. At least not with a half squad. But that half squad can also fire his own rifles and also his light machine gun. So it's going to be 4 points there, 4 points there, 4 more points here. That's a total of 12. He cannot add in his 1 because his range is greater than 4. So it's going to be 12 points. However, he is a skilled officer. These guys, by the way, 6th IJA Division, have been in it since 37. These guys were at the spearhead of the invasion into China. They participated in the rape of Anne King. These are some bad customers. But at the same time, they're veteran troops. So I gave them full leader loadout, -1. That -1, I know it says negative. That's one thing I don't like about this system very much. They treat a lot of their penalties as negative numbers. So I know it says -1, but that's actually a good thing. It's a positive number. Basically what that -1 means in Valor and Victory is that's the degree to which he gets to reduce the difficulty for any task executed by troops with whom he is stacked. So anything that stack tries to do, he gets a -1 on his difficulty number. Is the general explanation for that. So whenever you see things that say -2, or God forbid, like Oshima, the captain, he's a badass, -2. That does throw some people because it's got a big negative sign in there. But all right, so I'm going to get a copy of our APFP chart. And then Bob, the movement rate in this game is always 4. They don't even print it on the counter. It's always assumed to be 4, unless you have a leader with you. I say officer a lot, but the game specifies leader. That might be a really good sergeant. That might be a really good corporal for all we know. Usually it's a junior officer, but by no means does it have to be. Basically, it's a leader who knows where the guys are going. So there's no confusion. There's no, where are we supposed to go? So your movement rate goes to 6 when you have a leader with you. Is the basic breakdown of the numbers. And then that last number there on the end that we didn't talk about yet, this one right here, is the casualty rating. That's basically the hit points. That's how many firepower hits that unit can absorb before it's destroyed. And there's a whole mechanic that goes into how those are assessed, which we're probably about to get into, I'm sorry to say. Okay, so we've totaled up his total number, everybody. The total number was 12. That puts him here on this row, the 11 to 18 row. So he's going to roll 2d6 as low as he can. We're going to cross-reference his results to this series of results here. He gets to subtract 1 from his die roll because of Shindo's leadership proficiency. However, he has to add 2 to his die roll because I am snug in jungle cover. So it's 2 for Woods and -1 for an officer. Net, add 1. So roll 2 dice as low as you can and add 1 to the result, please.
5 plus 1 is 6.
6, that's a good shot. So that's 3 casualty points. That's not good. Alright, Coleman, what are we doing here? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and knock down this squad. This full squad down to a half squad. Unfortunately. Okay, so that took care of 2 casualty points. Again, for people in the chat, here's a full squad we were just looking at. That is 5 casualty points. I reduced that to a half squad. A half squad has 3. So I have now paid. Basically, whenever an enemy shoots weapons at you, he does a certain amount of casualty points. That's like a butcher's bill that you have to pay. You have to settle that bill before the game progresses. I have a bill of 3 casualty points. By knocking down a half squad, by knocking down a full squad to a half squad, I've taken care of half of that. Again, 5 to 3, so I've basically paid 2. And now I'm going to pay the third and last one by pinning down a squad, or that half squad. So that go ahead. That settles that fire phase. Okay, I don't think you have any other reward, defensive fire or, well, technically that was opportunity fire. Yeah. Now we go to your defensive fire, and there is a difference. In this case, it didn't really matter. It's almost interchangeable, but trust me, people in the chat, there is a difference between the two. But you can't take opportunity fire if you took defensive fire. So either way, that same thing would have happened. In this particular case, there's no difference between opportunity fire and defensive fire, but that's over with now. Let's see, where are we at here? We are now at defensive fire phase, advance and assault phase. Yes, I have some advancing and assaulting I want to do. I am being a little aggressive. Number 1, I'm playing Marines. And number 2, I've got some support weapons I'm calling in next turn. And I have to have line of sight on this stuff in order to call in fighter bombers and mortars and everything else like that. So historically, George Company, that would be Golf Company nowadays, was actually involved in the initial parts of this assault, and I think it was either Easy or Fox Company that called in the 81mm mortars. There are no pieces in this game for an 80mm mortar, or an 81mm mortar I should say. They only have the 60s. The 81mm mortar are handled as off-board artillery on the light barrage. So there are your 81s. And we'll talk about that later. But for now, let me finish my... I'm counting counters in that hex. 1, 2, 3. I can fit one more team in there. One more fire. Alright, that hex is getting real messy. Cool. Alright, that'll be it for my defense, or for my advance and assault phase. That concludes turn 1. Oh, no, it doesn't, actually. We have a after action phase. I've got 1 unit that I can possibly rally here. So when a unit is knocked off on its side like this, that means that it's pinned down. So I'm going to try and rally him at the end of my phase. These are Marines. They are considered elite. That is the E there in the upper corner. So the normal roll for a rally is 6 or less on 2d6. These guys are Marines, i.e. elite. That goes to a 7 or less. There's a -1 officer or leader in that hex that gives a -1 bonus, and he's in good order. In other words, he's not pinned down himself. So long story short, take your second shot of the day. I'm looking for an 8 or less on 2d6. Do it! That's why they call them Marines. He rallies. He's ready to go. Sorry, sir. I just got a little spooked for a minute. Cool. And that's going to conclude the Marine turn 1. I'm going to go ahead and copy this tab over. Damn right they're elite. Shit, yeah. I won't lie, Bob. When it comes to Marines, I do pride myself on as a historical wargamer, on my objectivity. Once you put the Eagle Globe and Anchor on the map, I get a little, yeah. I have lost games as Marines before. I lost in Vietnam once, and I'm sorry to say I lost Iwo Jima once. Valor and Victory, Iwo Jima. I tell you what, Bob, if you check out our channel, if you go to the Ops Center on YouTube, you go to the Ops Center playlist, episode 13 is our, we did that on February 19th, 2020. That was our 75th anniversary of Iwo Jima. That was definitely one of my favorite episodes. So if you get a chance, if you haven't already, check out that video. I believe you will have a special appreciation for it. Okay, so now we're on turn 2. We begin with your command phase. Japanese don't have any support missions to call in. However, this is where you would, number 1, if you had anybody pinned, they would automatically rally. Number 2, if you want to combine or divide if you want to combine any half squads into a full squad, or divide full squads into half squads, now would be the time. Although again, you have to be careful about, I think all your stacks, all your hexes are maximum stacked at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
So you can combine half squads if you wanted to, but I don't know if that would, anyway, this would be the phase that you would do it in, if you wanted to.
Yeah, because I was just saying, the only section right now that has half squad, that has more than one half squad, is the weapons platoon. Yep. So
up there,
can't really do that.
What is that again? Kugu Biko Pai?
Kugu Biko Pai.
Hey. That's gonna be the name of the stream. The Kugu Biko. I can't even say it now. The absurd name hex. All right. Okay, right. So if not, we will go to your direct fire phase.
Now I was going to split some up in the other ones, though. I was going to move. Can I? Well, I don't have to. If I want to, never mind. I can just move. I can move sections. Do I have to split them now?
Yeah. Now is the time. You'll see. That's why I started to split up some of my platoons a little bit to give myself a little bit of that flexibility. You have to split them up now, and in order to do so, it's going to cause stacking violations. Is kind of the problem for splitting.
I meant separate out what's in my hexes. Do I just do that in the movement phase? Like if I want to take a half squad and something and move it out of that hex, okay.
In the movement phase, yeah, you move your units whatever you want. But as far as dividing, like this squad right now, technically speaking, he can't. He's a full squad. He can't divide into 2 half squads because that would cause a stacking violation. You're only allowed to have 4 infantry units.
Right, and one of them has to be like a half team or an officer, right?
The way I play, it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
But right now, yeah, the officer does count. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you divided a full squad into 2 half squads, there would be 5 infantry units in that hex, and that's a problem.
Okay. Move one.
Go ahead.
I would say move 1 squad and the officer over to the bridge objective hex.
Okay, right now we're in the fire phase. Command phase goes to fire phase, so you shoot
before
first.
movement, okay.
Yeah, you shoot first, and then you try to pin the enemy down, and then you make the dash.
All right, well...
anything that fires, you probably already know this, anything that fires can't move.
Oh.
Like most good war games, you can either fire or move.
Okay, so this is fire or move. All right.
While you're looking at that, I will catch up with the... Oh man, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Oh shoot! Oh my god, no predator. Not hot enough this year. It's hot as hell down here. I also love the evil laugh and the snake. The jungle maps, there should be a predator instead of a sniper showing up. Yeah, we've done that before in our masked movement, masked movement and placement rules. Again, another one of my goofy expansions. Marty, thanks very much for coming by. Super appreciate the support. Don't know if you can see it. You have some questions on YouTube. Okay, I got that. I got through my paper extending my engagement another 6 years. Oh my god. Yeah, that's right. Gaz signed up for another 6 big ones. Actually, given the way the economy is right now, that probably wasn't a bad move. Oh my god. Position in K5 is what protected from the west. Yep. Tuffy's on YouTube as well. Oh crap. Oh my god, guys. Yeah, everyone's killing me here with all the stuff. I don't see him on YouTube. Cool, episode 13 on Op Center. Awesome. Oh my god. Okay, guys. I don't want to slow down the stream, so if I miss something in the chat, I will try to catch up when I can. Thanks very much, everybody. Super appreciate it when the stream gets super active, but I'm always afraid I'm going to drop something. Okay, so Chip, your gunfire phase or your direct fire phase.
All right, the two full squads up in Gulf 4. They're gonna fire. They're gonna fire straight down at Gulf 8.
All right, that is just the 2 full squads.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, so Sarazawa's gonna help with that.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's going. Well, he can. Can he help? But he can't move after he helps, right?
Well, he can. He can't. Okay. He can't move if he throws in his 1 point of firepower. He can still move if he's just gonna throw in his -1 leadership bonus.
Okay. Then he'll throw in his bonus because he can't reach there anyway.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So as long as he only uses his leadership bonus once a turn, he's fine.
But he can't.
So it's gonna It's gonna be 8 + 1.
8 + 1.
That is on the white
5
row.
to 5 to 10, and it's +1, right? Because they're in the woods or jungle.
Jungle +2, -1 officer.
I got a 6 + 1 is 7.
7. That is 1 casualty point. All right. I will go ahead and.
No, that's nothing. That's nothing. You're in the wrong row.
No, I'm on the 5 to 10. You rolled a 6.
Oh, it's different on the back of the. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Back of the rule, the quick reference table on the back of the rules, that's a 0 for a 7.
Yeah, we did. Like I was saying in either in Skype or an email, we did tweak the the thing a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, that is a pin down half squad.
Okay. And then Kilo 5 will open up again on
Coleman's platoon again?
Yeah.
Okay, this was 12 + 1?
Yep, 12 + 1.
Is everyone going to shoot, or are you going to hold anybody back here?
Oh, what do we got in there?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's 2. Well, it's the same thing as the other one. Yeah, we'll fire everybody.
Okay, so 12 + 1. So now you're on the gray row, 11 to 18. Again, net adding 1 to the die roll.
Yep. Oof. That's an 11 total.
Oh, you sure it wasn't a 12? Guys, on a 12.
No, because you don't get your sniper.
Damn it! It's Marine sniper on the table. Whenever you roll natural boxcars, guys, a sniper appears. That's always a lot of fun. All right, but for now, that was just a straight out whiff. And then I believe everybody else is still out of range.
Correct. Yep.
All right, cool. So then we will go to movement phase.
Yep.
So yeah, now the guys that didn't fire get to move.
Okay, the light in that first platoon, the light machine gun and the half team and the officer are going to go over to the objective hex.
Cool. They got the bridge.
Yeah. The heavy weapons team, heavy weapons platoon, I'm going to move them over to
technically I have a shot here, but it's -1. Hold on, because it goes right down that spine.
The line, yeah.
-1, -2, -3, +2 for the woods you're actually in. I'd have to add 5 to my roll. So technically I do have a shot, but I'm not going to take it.
Okay.
It's pointless. 2d6 plus 5. Holy crap. Spray and pray, man.
The weapons platoon in Kugu Bikopai.
Yay! Yep.
They're going to move to Kilo 4.
Okay. The whole thing, because the machine gun doesn't really have a line of sight from there.
Yeah, they are, because they are...
No worries. You don't have to tell me about your future plans.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Move Oshima up to November 3.
November 3. Got it. He's in the hooch.
Yeah, he's in the hooch now. And then my first or third platoon there, they're going to come down towards Oscar 8. I don't know how far they can get.
Okay, that's going to be 1, 2 for crossing the swamp. 3. Well, it depends on how they want to go. It's a lot of shitty terrain here. So they have 6 movement points. It's
right,
2 to enter a swamp. It's 2 to go up a hill, and it's 2 to enter woods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they're kind of stuck there. Although they can go in there during their assault and movement phase, but that will be after my defensive fire phase. So they're going to be like wading hip deep in a swamp while taking marine machine gun fire. Or they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they're exposed on high ground. That might be even worse. Those trees in November 8 and Oscar 8 will not help you because you're on high ground, and the trees are not. So I'll be shooting over those trees to hit you on the high ground. Shit.
Yeah, they got nothing on that side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if they don't go into Papa 7 or Papa 8, I actually can't see them because they're far back from the
leave them in Quebec, even Quebec 8 then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then after that they're going to get there. Now, if they move into Papa 8, they have the movement points for that, but now they're visible and they're in the open.
They might just move to Oscar 9 then, or Quebec 9.
Okay, they can probably do that during the advance and assault phase.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Alrighty. Any other movements? Let's see.
Got no other guys.
While you were here, in Quebec 8, I saw you, but too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. My mortars are set up for indirect fire, so I can't. You can never use indirect fire during opportunity fire.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think I had any opportunity fire. That's the end of your movement. We will then go to my defensive fire phase. I didn't really take an opportunity fire phase. So my defensive fire phase, what do I have? Oh, I have a lot. Oh, yay. It's time for some of that Marine Corps firepower. Oh, you want to shoot at me out of there, out of Gulf 4? That's okay. Now, of course, the pin guy can't help, but I do have a full squad in there, Sergeant Mace, and a BAR section in there. So that's going to be a total of 8 points. -1 for my leader, +2 for your woods. So 8 + 1. On this row right here, I have to add 1 to the result. That's a 9, becomes a 10, that's no effect. Mace, you pissed me off. Alright, what else is going on here? These guys are not on high ground. These guys are not on high ground. We already looked at that. It was pretty crazy. All the penalties I had to take for that shot there. Nothing here. I have a pretty decent shot here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus a BAR, plus a 30 cal. So that's a total of, hold on, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Can your
12,
officer reach?
14, no, I don't think he can. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I'm still in the gray column. That stinks. Alright, no huge help there.
What happened?
I went back to turn 1. I'm trying to figure out where the hell this guy came from.
Oh.
Huh. May have made a game mistake there. I'll count up my squads in just a second. I'll make sure I didn't actually screw up there. Alright, so before I get too off track here. Alright, so it's a total of 16 points. A total of -1. Sorry, +1. +2 for your woods. -1 for my leader.
Okay.
Alright, so come on, Mr. Hex here. Give me a good roll. Do it! A 7 becomes an 8. That is 1 casualty point assessed against this group up here.
Yes. Just pin the half squad.
Can't see him. He's gonna try and do something around my right wing there. That's not making me too happy. Okay, then we have an officer who's going to fire a mortar section. I do see him, so he calls back here. You can't use indirect mortar fire during direct fire. I'm sorry, during opportunity fire. But you can during direct fire and defensive fire. So that's going to be 6 points. Obviously, these guys can't help. Dropping in here, -1 for my officer, +2 for your woods. So it's going to be here on this white row at +1. However, mortars do double damage in woods because of tree bursts. So I do have to add 1, so the odds of me hitting aren't that great. But anything that does hit gets doubled. It's kind of a weird, a positive modifier, negative modifier kind of thing. So on the white row, I'm adding 1 to the die roll. Basically, I need a 6 or less to do anything good. Come on, Big Daddy. I got a 6. So a 6 becomes a 7. That is 1 casualty point, doubles to 2. 2 more casualty points in this hex to Marine Mortar Fire. So a pin unit gets eliminated for 1 casualty point.
Or I go to a half squad on one of the other ones, right?
Yeah. Or, honestly, you could pin 2. Every unit you pin counts as a casualty point.
Okay.
So you've got 3 infantry units, again, the officer counts, that might leave you a little vulnerable to assaults, but there's a lot of terrain between you and me. I'm not going to get to you very quickly.
Right. Yeah, I'd say pin 2 then for right now. I got, because I'm down numbers anyway, in total. It's not a rule by any means, but it's just my general pro tip. If at all possible, do not pin the officer. Okay.
The officer is what gives you a negative modifier to rally.
All right. Yeah.
So when the officer's pinned, he doesn't get to add that -1 to your roll.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be it for my defensive fire. We now go to your assault and movement.
Okay, advance, right? My advance.
Advance and assault. So everybody who's not pinned, even if he fired, as long as he's not pinned, he can move 1 hex.
All right, let's get the Quebec 8 and the Quebec 9.
Oh yeah, finish this little odyssey here. Get under cover! Oh my God, they got real guns. All right.
Get the heavy machine gun and its team into Juliet 4 with the officer.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna hold there.
Alrighty. No assaults are now in progress, obviously, so too far away. So to go to the end phase, the only thing we have to do is to try to rally some of your officers, some of your units. So non-elite units, you'll notice that there's no E there for the Japanese.
Right.
Is a 6. However, you have a -1 officer in there, so now you're looking for a 7 or less on 2d6. So
roll separately for each one.
Yep. So first for this first half, full squad.
First full squad.
Yep.
Is a 7.
He did make it. Next full squad.
Next full squad is a 7.
Did make it. Lieutenant Shindo's doing his job.
He's getting decorated. Half squad. 7.
Cool, they all made it. You're not afraid of your marine mortars. Cool. Alrighty, that will conclude Japanese turn 2. And I will now catch up on YouTube and on Twitch. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Yes, Jim versus Chip. No Predator. Yes, no Predator. Thank you, Marty. Well, sometimes what we do, guys, it's kind of an inside joke. For Vietnam and other like asymmetrical versions of Valor and Victory, we use what's called massed movement. So the hidden side, like the Viet Cong or the NVA, like in a Vietnam scenario, will have, okay, you've got 10 squads. What you get is 10 black counters with numbers on them, or whatever, you know, and only half of them are real and half of them are fake. And the other player, you know, has a list of those in front of them. And so what happens is, I don't know, or the other player doesn't know. It's a way that you can do like blind movement without actually having a referee and 2 tables and all that nonsense. And just for fun, the fake counters we have be like T-Rex, like scary things you find in the jungle. T-Rex, predators, King Kong, anacondas, silly stuff like that. That's what they're talking about when they say predators in the chat. Let's see here. Yay! Let's see, I don't know if I can see it. Some questions on YouTube. Okay, cool. So yeah, Gaz has signed up for another 6 years. Holy crap, that's awesome. Send some shots down river, says Rasmus. Oh, trust me, we're shooting at each other down that river for sure. Let's see here. Tough ears. I did not see you on YouTube, but if I missed... Oh, I see you now there. There you go. What do they call the Marines? They call them Marines, man. If you want, you can call them leathernecks. If you want, you can call them devil dogs. Just don't use the J word unless you've actually been in the Corps. That's our word. You don't get to use it unless you've worn the eagle of an anchor yourself. No, I'm serious, man. That's one of those words. Marines can call each other that. Just don't. You know. Oh my god. Might try for another 6 after that. Oh my god, Gaz, you're a crazy man.
I didn't know they... Oh, no, I'm not going to say it. I'll be nice. Never mind.
Oh, no. Oh, lordy. Okay, this game favors being in big sections. You can spread damage out more. Okay, Bob, that's true to a certain extent. It does and it doesn't. Well, what's the word here? A short answer is yes. And you can spread that damage out more if you start to split your full squads into half squads. The problem there is that you can only fit 4 infantry units in a hex. It doesn't care about full squads and half squads. And I know that sounds like a gap in the rules, but it kind of makes sense. So when you've got your platoons configured in half squads, that's your guys spread out. You're going to attack a neighboring hex from multiple directions. That's, you know, tactical dispersion. Your squad takes up more space. It's spongier when it comes to absorbing casualties, but it's going to be actually a lot less scary for direct fire because your guys are not massed together in these insane little assault wedges. This is the kind of stuff you see in World War I Valor and Victory, where you just like quadruple stack French, you know, squads and just shove them at German trenches loaded with stormtroopers and hope for the best. You're going to take absurd casualties. Because again, you get 1 victory point or 1 casualty point for pinning a squad, or half squad, or officer, as for infantry unit. It doesn't care about what type of infantry unit it was. And that's basically a function of how densely packed your guys are. So full stacks of hexes do kind of make sense up to a point. And then they don't. The Valor and Victory, I feel, this is just a personal opinion, is one of those games where yeah, the rules look simple, and then you try a couple games, and before you know, you're like, oh, that's how that works. You know what? If you do this, you actually, you know, there's little, it's not like some games that I won't mention where it's like, you know, paragraph 16, page 92, subsection A, if your units are engaged a certain way, you will get this bonus, and you will get that bonus, you know. This is a game where that stuff comes out a little bit more organically. But in short, yeah, big hex, especially in World War II and World War I, earlier conflicts. Once you get into more high-tech combat, Vietnam, Falklands, Lebanon, and then we've also done Somalia, and we've also done recently we've done Afghanistan. That starts to change a little bit because the firepower numbers go through the roof. Every freaking half squad has a saw. Every half squad has a grenade launcher. In Marine terms, that would be fire team, obviously. And then it gets absurd after that. Okay, so starting with Marine turn 2, first thing that happens is command phase. Command phase, we're going to go ahead and everything rallies automatically. And I'm calling in a couple support missions. I'm calling Fox Company, and we're calling in those light mortars. All of them. I get 3 missions per game. I'm calling them all. Well, these things aren't that accurate. Oh, you know what? Before I get into that, let me resolve this guy. I don't know who he is. I think he might be dead. So, in other words, I don't want to be, I don't want to cheat, is the long and short of it. So I started off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I started off with 19 fire teams.
Yeah, you had 8 full.
6 full. 6 full, that's 12.
6 full, yeah.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 19 fire teams. So I'm supposed to be down 1. I'm supposed to only have 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think I screwed up. Let me spread everything out a little bit so it's easier to count. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that guy's a casualty. Alright. That was his ghost hanging out there. That's 3 victory points, so we cannot lose track of that stuff. Alright, put everything back where they were. Okay, cool. Alright, we figured that out. Alright, now... because I see my boy is making a play. Alright, those are my mortar missions for this game. I've only got 3 and I'm going to burn them up all at once. So first thing I have to do is I have to see if they're going to hit. So they hit on a 1 through a 4 on a single d6. So first the fire mission coming in on Gulf of 4. Does it hit, please? A 3, that hits where it's supposed to. Alright, so that one's fine. Now the 2 that are hitting over there on Quebec 9. At least one of these are going to miss. Sure enough, that one just drifted 2 hexes, and that one lands where it's supposed to. So the one, a 1 through a 4 it hits, a 5 it drifts 1 hex, a 6 it drifts 2 hexes. So this one drifted 2 hexes. It doesn't really matter, but in the game where you're danger close or where there are civilians around, it sometimes matters where drifting shots. Also, like what you saw with Piotr's DM Benfu games, it'll drift off of your target hex and land on somebody else's hex. And that's always funny. It's like, oh, I missed the guys I was aiming at, but I still hit somebody else, other enemy troops. North is 1. 2, it literally drifts off the table. So 1 fire mission landed, 1, 2, it landed over there somewhere. I don't even know if that's showing up on camera. Oh, speaking of camera, any issue with the stream here, guys? It looks like it's still going pretty smooth. Dividing command and control, I get that. Yeah. So what it allows you to do, Bob, is either spread your platoon out to set up a fire line where you can still put down pretty good firepower, and take casualties pretty well, because your unit is dispersed, your platoon is spread out, you know, tactical dispersion or whatever. Or if you're ready to do an assault, you want more full squads, but you're going to take a lot of casualties going in, so it gets scary. Okay, so I got 2 mortar missions, 81 millimeters mortar missions that landed. They on this yellow row. -1 for the officer calling it in, +2 for the woods, becomes a total of +1. Yellow, +1.
Boxcars.
Oh, please don't sell me that. I mean, I only get so many of these. 7 becomes an 8. That is 3 casualty points. Mortar mission in woods becomes 6 casualty points on Gulf 4.
So that's a squad and pin, right?
1 squad completely destroyed, that's 5 points, and then you can soak up the second one by pinning the squad that's still in there. Yep, that works. And number 2, the same over here. Come on, give me a good roll, please.
Boxcars.
Don't say that. I'm looking for a snake eyes.
I want boxcars.
Man, you damn near got your wish. 10 becomes 11. That's a whiff. Nothing happened. God damn it, Chip. You can't be psyching out my dice like that. All right.
Hey, man, I gotta. Hey, look, you got numbers, man. I gotta do something.
Just for fun. No game effect, but everyone knows. Guys, laugh at me now if you want. Gotta have my little smoke columns on the map. Because it's fun, man. Alright, cool. I got 2 fighter bomber strikes, and that will wrap me up for command missions. So that will be that. Now I go to fire phase. Nothing. 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 Nothing.
You're... Oh, unless you're going to move. I would say they could fire up into Gulf 4, but...
Yeah, I think this team over here is going to put down a little bit of fire. 5 plus 2 for the light machine gun is, or for the VIR, I should say. Technically a light machine gun, but not really.
Yeah.
7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am in range. No bonuses, because I have no leader in there. So it's just 7. I have to add 2 to the result. So white row, add 2 to the result. Not expecting much here, but you never know. 10, hell no. That's not. Marines, you're starting to piss me off a little bit here. I won't lie to you. This group is going to repeat its fire. Because I still can't see these guys over here. Oh! I couldn't see these guys, so those mortar missions were illegal anyway. It's actually a good thing that I missed and whiffed up here, because I have no line of sight. That was technically an illegal fire mission anyway. That's the game punishing me subliminally. So just as well. You have to be able to see the hex that you're calling in the fire mission on.
Okay.
So I'm actually, as a referee or whatever, as a facilitator, I'm actually glad I missed that now. Okay, I can't remember what this was. It was a big number, wasn't it? I'm on the gray column. I think yes, 16. 16, yeah. Add 1 to the die roll. Come on, dice. Yep. I gotta break up this little center here a little bit. Okay, 4 plus 1 becomes 5. On the gray column, that is 4 casualty points assessed against Kilo 5. Finally. That's a Marine Corps roll. That's the way you roll. From now on, whenever I say roll, that's how you roll. I
guess take a squad out. Or is...
It's a 4 becomes a 5. You've got to take a total of 4 casualty points.
Yeah, so that would be...
So you've got a number of options here. You can knock down a full squad to a half squad. That would give you 2. No, that would give you 3 because you're reducing from 5 to 2.
And then pin them.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to remove a full squad. I'm going to replace with a half squad. This is where you have to be really careful in Valor and Victory. Not to. I mean, it's okay here because you can always just go back to previous turns and see what you did. But on a physical table, you gotta. There's no going back in real time. You have to really kind of pay attention to when you're making change like this, because if you make a mistake, becomes, yeah, you screwed up the game now. Okay, so that's it for that. I now have a mortar group back here. -1 for the guy using the mortar crew. That's Lieutenant Elliott back there with his 60mm mortar. He does have, or one of his buddies has line of sight on that same hex. Total of 6 points.
Yep.
Again, add 1. But anything that does hit doubles because of troopers. Oh boy. Come on, give me another good roll, please. A 5 becomes a 6. That is 2 casualty points becomes 4 because of trees.
Ow.
Yeah, Marine firepower is nothing. Yeah.
Let me see.
Plus, rinse and repeat if you want. On this other.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the best way.
And I'm pretty sure that concludes my direct fire phase. He can't see or reach anything. They're done. They fired. He whiffed. He's got other ideas. That will complete my movement phase, or my fire phase. I'll now go to my movement phase. Putting out a smoke grenade. So an infantry unit, if there's smoke in your force, which I only have 4 little bombs of it or whatever, can throw out a smoke grenade. You have +1 smoke before you move. So just because I have to cross this little bit of open ground here, I don't even know if that gives me any if I was even vulnerable to opportunity fire. But just in case, I may have just wasted a smoke grenade. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because there's both trees and river in that hex. So it's a 1 to move into it, 1 for the woods, and 1 for the trees.
Do you lose 1? Oh no, it's a light machine gun. Never mind.
Yeah, the only marine heavy weapons in this game are the big water-cooled M1917s, the big John Bassett specials.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that though, because he can't assault with a heavy machine gun. All those guys are pinned down. Yeah, I'm fine. They're all stuck. These guys have moved. Time to start that movement. Now here I might catch some opportunity fire. 1, 2.
Right there. The heavy machine gun.
Oh shit! Yeah. I forgot about him. I'm going into a crossfire. I was so worried about these guys. I forgot about this. Guys. Oh crap. Okay. Oh god damn. Okay, so this is gonna be bad. Probably shouldn't have done this. Oh well, too late now. It's only 3 points because it's a heavy weapon, so that half squad cannot throw in his own 2 points, as well as the heavy weapon. A full squad can do that. A half squad cannot with a heavy weapon. However, Surasawa can throw in his 1 point. He's close enough.
Right.
So it's a total of 4 points. -1 for Surasawa. -1 for non-adjacent opportunity fire in the open.
So -2?
Totally, yeah. 4. So you're on the red row, but you get to subtract 2 from the result. 12. Boxcars. Come on, man.
6.
6 becomes a 4. That is 3 casualty points. Jesus Christ. Oh, damn it. Alright. Is it okay if I continue my movement now, or do you have more battles?
I got the guys on the bridge.
Oh, I was hoping you forgot about them. Okay, same idea. 3 -1 -1. Yeah, same roll.
Not.
Red row, subtract 2.
They got the light machine guns on it there. Yeah, same.
Oh,
are they a 5?
Yeah, you're right. They go up to 5. Sorry, you're right. Light machine gun, so the half squad gets to add his own rifles and submachine guns. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 1, 5, and you have to subtract 2 from the roll. So you're on the white row. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah. That's a 3 minus 2.
Oh my god, 5 fucking... Come on, man. I'll make you turn on your webcam to verify these rolls.
Hey, there you go. I'll take a picture.
I'm just kidding. Oh, son of a bitch. 5... Dude, that squad's wiped out. Because what I can do...
That's 6. Yeah, 6 points, isn't it?
The table stops at 6.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do that. Oh my god. And now they're pinned down, and they have to stop where they're pinned down. Because again, I have to assess 6 casualty points, not just 5. That was bloody. That was not cool at all. I don't like you anymore. Alright, so they're going to both spend 1 movement point to kind of meet up there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Using the jungle trail. Nope, I want this one. And obviously you've already used opportunity fire, so no more opportunity fire, at least from these 2 hexes. And of course he's been down.
How about Kilo 5? They have a straight shot across between the woods.
5.
Or do those 2 wood hexes eliminate everything?
Yeah, because either way you're going to be shooting through at least 1 wood hex. Also, Juliet 4 is a elevation hex, so he's got hills.
Okay.
He's got hills and woods in his way.
Okay, never mind.
Oh boy, that was a bloody turn. Not too happy about that at all. I lost what? Friggin' 3 free fire teams in there? Oof. Stream's great here. Okay, cool. Thanks very much, man. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes. Hey, yeah, that's just a bot, Jen. Don't worry about it. Yes, because Science Teacher, I am checking YouTube. So I think I'm caught up on YouTube and on Twitch. If I haven't, I do apologize. But I'm watching both of them here. I'm about to turn the tide on those guys up there on that wing. Okay, so that's going to conclude my movement phase. Over to your defensive fire phase. Because we've already done your opportunity fire.
Right. I'm assuming anything that's shot in opportunity can't shoot in defensive, right?
This is correct.
Okay,
there should be 3 pinned units in here.
No, we had 2, right?
Okay, cool. You're right. So yeah, these guys that aren't pinned can shoot again. I think it's going to be about it. These guys are still out of sight.
I can defensive fire with my mortar, right? Since the officer in that hex can see your guys down here.
This is correct. Yep.
Or can they? Yeah, the mortar could mortar your guys that just moved up into the woods in Juliet 6, right?
Yes.
Because they're beyond the 2.
Your officer can see me. He scrapes by between Juliet 5 and Juliet 6. I think that's Shindo still, Lieutenant Shindo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he still has line of sight. Again, center of the dot. It kind of goes down like that to center of the dot.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't have to worry about line of sight. He's using an indirect fire weapon.
Right.
The only thing you can't do with mortars, you can't fire mortars from inside buildings, but there's no worries there. That's going to go up and land on me indirectly there, outside of the minimum range, within the maximum range, but that's going to be its own attack. So that's going to be a grand total of 5 points, add 2 to the die roll.
5, add 2?
Yep.
Because of the cover?
Because of my tree. However, whatever does land doubles because of tree bursts.
It's an 8.
8 becomes 10 is no effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so that takes care of that. Then we have, he's already fired, he's pinned down, they've already fired, he's out of range, he has no line of sight. I think it's just the remainder of this stack is what we got left.
Right, which is 2. Well, I guess they could shoot into the same hex as well.
Yep.
Then wait, Shindo could add his pistol to it.
Yep. Now they're going to be adding 3 to the results. 1 for scraping past Julie at 5, another 2 for shooting into Julie at 6, subtract 1 for Shindo himself. It's going to be a total of 5 points, net, plus 3, and minus 1. Net, add 2 to the die roll.
That's only 3 points, isn't it?
I think I have, I have 5.
No, it's a half squad and a...
Yeah, because the other half squad still has that light machine gun.
Oh, okay, so they have the machine gun, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so 5 table, plus 3, right? Or plus 2.
Plus 2 net, yep.
Come on, need something low. 7 plus 2 is 9. I don't think that's nothing.
That's no effect on the white row, yep.
Yep, nothing.
Alright, cool. That is it for defensive fire. We now go to advance and assault phase. I have some assaults to do.
Really?
Oh, yes, I do. So, first assault is going to be this guy without a light machine gun. He goes in here and he wipes out that group. Because anything that's pinned when you get assaulted, just poof, toast. Alright, however, he's now stuck in that hex. The rest of this group is going to go into... Now, see, here's where I should have divided my squads. Damn it! Okay. We're going to assault into these buildings, or onto that bridge. I'm looking at a total of 8 points versus your 5 points. That is sadly 1 to 1 for me. Subtract 1 for my die roll. Subtract. Oh my god. I may not do this assault. Oh, you know what? I already declared it. Oh no. Oh no. I'm throwing in 2 grenades because I didn't manage this correctly. I'm sure you're throwing in 2 grenades.
Yeah. Put them in.
Because you have 2 infantry units in there. Obviously a half squad and an officer. That counts as an infantry unit. Alright, you have less grenades than I do, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At least not
Got
yet.
It. No.
Oh god. This sucks.
Use them while I can.
This is a bad assault. Oh, I get to subtract 1 for being elite. I do have that.
Okay.
Oh my god. 1 to 1, I need a 6 or less. Now make that a 7 or less because I'm elite. It's literally a 50-50. No, Rasmus, hold me. Rasmus, you're leaving me when I need moral support. Alright, we're gonna see what happens here. Turn on the webcam, honest roll. Come on, guy. Please do me a favor. An 8, I just barely missed it. Failed assault. I think we wiped each other out. Alright, so the first thing, obviously, is all these grenades are used up.
Yep.
Okay, so a failed assault means that I have to take 1 casualty point for every unit that you had in the hex, plus the terrain of the hex. So there's 2-point woods, obviously you have 2 infantry units in there, plus the degree by which I failed the roll. So that's 2 for your 2 infantry units, 2 for woods, 1 because I whiffed it by 1. I have to take a total of 5 casualty points. Alright, you have to take 1 casualty point for every infantry unit that was involved in that attack, which was only 2.
Okay.
So I think you can just pin that whole stack.
Yeah.
That could have gone better. I completely screwed up. You know what? I'm so used to my really powerful, like, 2006, 1993 infantry units. When I actually go back to 1943, I'm like, oh, that didn't work. Oh, for crying out loud. They might need an airstrike to break them loose out of there. Oh my god. This sucks. Oh well, it's too late to worry about it now. Okay, cool. That's... Oh, other advanced assault things. butchered this game as the Marine player. Not doing the Corps proud, that's for damn sure. Alright, Mace is going to try to rally on a 7 or less. It's a 6 or less, becomes a 7 because he's elite. He does not get to add the -1 to himself because he's also pinned down, obviously. So I need a 7 or less. Also, my dice are completely screwing me over on this. Alright, so he stays pinned. And that's pretty much going to wrap me up for my turn. Oh boy. Alright, cool. Nothing I can do about it now. No use crying about it now. Did it to myself. Okay, Japanese turn 3. First thing that happens, all your units are going to rally. That's very bad news. I might be able to save him. Yeah, Lieutenant Pierce is in a lot of trouble. He's pinned down. Lieutenant Mace is in even worse shape. I think he might lose some officers this turn. Okay, we then go to your command phase. Do you want to combine or divide any squads?
At this point, no. Well, yeah, I'm going to combine 2 of the half squads up in Kilo 5 to a full squad.
So everybody watch me carefully. I'm taking 2 half squads off and replacing with 1 full squad. Keep the math right. So why did he do that? He's compressing his men together a little bit closer. It does make them a little more vulnerable in some ways. However, now he can put more units into that hex if he wants. Later on in his turn.
Also, it gives me 1 more firepower. I think they go up to 5, don't they?
No,
I think.
No, you're at 4.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It does kind of give you 1 more casualty point.
Yeah.
So that's just the trick of the math sometimes. 2 + 2 = 5.
Yeah.
That's where, as a game designer, when you're actually making the counters, or like when Barry Doyle was making the game, he's like, okay, how do I want these guys to really work? So, like Marines have casualty. Like, you know what? Marines are a perfect example. So you'll notice that Marines have casualty rating of 5 for a full squad. Their half squad has a casualty rating of 3. Japanese are the opposite. Their full squads have, the same casualty rating of 5, but their half squad goes down to a 2.
2. Yeah.
What's the difference there? Japanese are really good at taking casualties up front. So in other words, when you knock down a full squad to a half squad, you're accounting for 3 casualty points. When I do the same thing, I get to soak up 2. However, Marine half squads, because they tend to be a little bit more independent, in their training and their thinking and their doctrine, Marine half squads can take a lot more punishment than a Japanese half squad does. So Marines do better in groups that are a little bit smaller, and Japanese do better in full squads, because when they take that first whack, they're getting to soak up 3 casualty points, whereas a Marine only does 2 when he does the same thing. Again, Valor and Victory, I feel, is one of those games that has a lot of, like, right beneath the skin layer, right beneath the surface kind of detail. That's not, like, spelled out for you in the rule book, but there are some little nuances in the rules and gameplay and the tactics on the table that really help out. Once you really get to know the system, or even better, know a particular army within the system, and you can really use it to your advantage. So that will conclude. Unless you have anything else, that's gonna wrap up command. Okay, we go to your direct fire.
Direct fire. So okay, up in Foxtrot 3.
Oh yeah. Oh no. What do you want to do? Who do you want to murder?
I don't know which ones.
The ones that are in F4, they're adjacent to you. You can because they're adjacent, you can throw in grenades if you want, and that's actually 1 off of your roll.
Either one is adjacent, right?
Oh yeah, but the other one's in woods.
Yeah.
So he will get +2 bonus.
All right, yeah, let's take out the officers.
Okay, cool. So you got a total of 5 points. Are you throwing in any grenades?
Yeah, let me throw in a grenade. What the heck?
All right. So now that's -1 for your officer, -1 for your grenade. That's a little -1 that we see there.
Yep.
So it's now -2. Yeah, 5 points, subtract 2 from the die roll.
Okay. That's an 8 -2, so a 6.
A 6, yeah. You really had to roll, let's see, yeah, 5 points, 8, yeah. You had to, as long as you rolled a 9 or less. Because that officer, Pierce,
Yeah.
He's only got 1 casualty point.
Yeah.
So as soon as you do at least 1, he's toast. Okay.
All right.
Moving forward.
The heavy machine gun, you
Yep.
fire at Mace out in the field.
Oh no! You're murdering all my old friends. You know that, right? All right, cool. You got a grand total of, oh god, 4 points, and you basically have to just do 1 casualty point. Subtract 1. So red, subtract 1.
Red, subtract 1. That's a 5. Subtract 1's a 4.
3. 3 casualty points, but there's only 1 casualty point there. Now, it doesn't really matter in this game, everybody in the chat, but just so everyone knows, when you're using a machine gun, you do get to set up what's called a fire lane. So machine gun fire sets up literally a line of fire through a series of hexes, and it's almost like interdiction fire. There's now like an intermittent stream of bullets going through those 4 hexes. And it's especially when you get to like multiple machine guns, and you can actually set up these interlocking fields of fire. It didn't really matter here because there's no Marines following, but you actually set up like these little fire lanes. It's literally the name of the unit, literally the name of the rule, fire lane. And you actually start to get a little crafty in your defense. That's when you get interlocking machine gun fire. So you have to be very careful and very crafty with your positions. Yeah, it actually gets pretty cool from there. Oh no.
Alright. Kilo 5 is going to fire into Juliet 6.
Okay. You've got a total of 1, 2, 6, 9 points in that hex, and you're shooting down here. Add 3, subtract 1, 9 points, so that's the white row, add 2 to the die roll.
Yeah. Unfortunately. That was an 11.
Nice.
Plus 2, 13, so nothing. And then the mortar will fire at them as well.
Okay, 5, add 2. So white row, add 2.
Come on, I need it. 2. That's a 6, 8. Nothing.
6, 8, barely missed. Oof, nice. That was close.
Yep, that's it for direct fire.
Okay, then we go to your movement phase.
Okay, down in Quebec 9.
Yep.
They're going to go to Quebec 10.
Okay, that's 2 points so far.
Go down to Quebec 11.
4 points.
And then they're going to go down to Papa 11.
All right, nice. I see what you did there. That was smart.
Yeah. And then
So by avoiding Papa 9 and Papa 10, guys in the chat, he avoided opportunity fire from this unit over here. Hooking around and then ducking down behind these buildings, he's using cover. He's using cover pretty crafty there. All right, so that's 5 points so far.
he doesn't. I mean, they do take 2 to go into the building, right?
Yep.
So he's just going to hang. They're going to hang there.
All right, cool. I'll move the rest of the stack in there.
Yeah. That is, that's all. Now let's, things are getting hairy here. Move Oshira.
Yep.
Move him into, Kilo 5.
There's room in that hex, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because we combined the
Yep.
two half squads.
Our captains are gonna have a pistol duel at 20 paces coming up here.
I could use that extra -2 when the assault comes.
Yep. There you go.
And
Okay, when he is in Lima 4, we're gonna take a shot at him. Even though he's in woods, he's in light woods. That's a -1 I'm gonna have to shoot against.
from here.
Yeah. So N3, he moved 1, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Make sure I have range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just
yes, barely. Okay. The question is, how much do I want to throw there? I only have to do 1. I have to. First of all, I have to take 1 for shooting through light woods, the dead trees in Lima 4.
Mm-hmm.
I get to subtract 1 for the leader. So I'm doing a grand total of. How lucky do I feel? I want to throw 11 points in there. I'll throw in at least 11 points. Because I would really like to
Yeah, I should have skirted him around.
snipe that officer a little bit.
Well, you could have still shot it. No, you couldn't have.
Coleman can't help. Alright, I'm splitting this out because the rest of these guys are going to shoot at something else.
Okay.
So I want to keep this. I'm not moving them here. I'm just kind of trying to get to at least a legal stack of at least 11 points. So that's 5 plus 7 is 12. It's a little bit of a waste, but that's fine. Alright, because I'm trying to get to the gray row.
Gray row.
Come on, man. Kind of a waste, but if I can clip that captain, that's going to help. Barely. 7. Yeah, he's clipped. Two casualty points on a 7. Plus 1,
yep.
minus 1. We got him. So, Shindo, you're now in command. Nice. Okay. Any other movement?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Everything else shot.
Now we go to my defensive fire. Obviously these guys, that's why I kind of broke them out to the side here. Anyone that used opportunity fire cannot use defensive fire. So yeah, we got some defensive fire for show. First of all, these 5 are going to throw in a grenade. I would love to divide them into 2. I can't do that yet though. But if I divided them into 2 fire teams, they can throw in 2 grenades. It's like, wait a minute, why with 8 guys in a group instead of 4 guys in 2 groups? Anyone who's done infantry tactics knows that, you know, when you split your guys up, you can attack the hex from 2 different directions. And that's why it becomes a little bit more powerful. You get to throw in more grenades that way. It's the game's attempt at approximating that. But that's not the case here. I only have 5. Minus 2 for woods, or I should say plus 2 for woods, minus 1 for grenade. So I'm on the white row, net add 1. I'm desperately trying to keep these guys pinned down so I don't get hacked up into bits later on in the assault phase. Come on. So white row, add 1 to the die roll net. That's a 10, that's a miss. And I've now wasted a grenade. Okay, I do have a much more significant fire phase here. 3... Well, not really. It's all small units. So it's a grand total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 2. Plus 3. So into here, I'm talking about the white row, net add 1. So again, I'm shooting from here into this hex. That's a plus 2 for your woods, and a plus 1 for those woods. Minus 2 for my officer.
Yep.
Cool. So white row, add 1. 7 becomes an 8, is barely a miss. Okay, negative 1. Oh, I already used that negative 1 on the other attack, so I can't do that now. It's just going to be 4 points. Add 2 to the die roll. Oh man, Now we're getting desperate. Come on, man. That's no effect. Alright, cool. That's going to wrap up. Oh, my defensive fire. I do have a mortar that I can drop in there. Six points. Add 1 to the die roll against that hex there. My favorite hex. Come on, dice. Do me a break. That is 7. Add 1 is 8. Again, I keep just barely missing. No, yeah. I keep barely missing by 1. That's like my third. I missed it by 1 roll in a row. Alright, no worries. That's going to be it for my defensive fire. We then go to your advance and assault phase.
Okay. The guys in Papa 11 are going to advance into Oscar 11? Or can they?
Yep, they can totally do that. It's 1 hex regardless of terrain.
Okay. Let's see, what do I got up top? I guess. Let's assault the Marines. What the heck?
Oh! Okay.
We'll assault from. Where is it? Yeah, there.
Yeah, Fox 3.
Fox 3 into Gulf 4.
Okay, I'm throwing in 1 grenade. You can throw in 1 grenade per infantry unit. You got 2 infantry units in that hex.
I'll throw in 1. I'll save 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's your 5 versus my 5. There's all kinds of rules, guys, in the chat for whether or not you can use light weapons, light support weapons, heavy assault weapons in an assault. Or I should say light support or heavy assault weapons. You can basically, yeah, the short story is you can use light support weapons. You cannot carry that Hotchkiss into an assault because it weighs about 102 pounds. But for this one you definitely can, so it's a total of 5 points versus my 5 points. -1, add 1. So it's basically 1 to 1, add 1 to the die roll. You need to roll a 7 or less. Make that a 6 or less because I'm elite.
6 or less, huh? 2 dice.
Yep, 2d6.
Let's see if I can do something. A 6.
Okay, that's
5 and a 1.
That's a successful assault. So a successful assault does the following. It automatically wipes out everybody in the defending hex. So, toast. Here's the good news for me. That was 1 infantry unit in the hex, plus 2 for the terrain. You have to take 3 casualty points. Holy crap, I just deleted the world. Hold on, come back. Come back. There we go. Apparently I had the map selected as well as the grenades. Just the grenades, please. There we go. Alright, now you can probably get away with this a little bit. Again, Japanese half squads are worth 2.
Yeah, so I have to take that 2 and pin the leader, right?
Yep. And the leader can, the way we play it, the leader can carry the assault weapon, or the support weapon.
Okay.
But now he's pinned. Oh my god, no, do not pin the world. I had the map selected again. Very annoying. Ooh. Okay. I think that's going to be it, unless you have more advanced assault you want to do up here.
Nah, I think I'm good. I'll hold.
Okay. We're going to try to rally Sarazawa there. He needs a 6 or less on 2d6.
6 or less. Nope, a 9.
Alright, he remains pinned at the moment. Oh, lordy. Alright, that will conclude Japanese turn 3. Now go to Marine turn 3. I have nothing pinned, because you've killed everybody. The smoke screen goes away. Go away, smoke screen. Alright. And I will call in my last 2 support assets. Some Corsairs from Black Sheep Squadron. This This is the Sullivans, 1943.
Coming off Vela La Cava.
Yep. Actually,
Where were they?
Let me actually check that.
I didn't see it on the map.
Vela. It's Vela La Vela, August of 43. So yeah, and we're now in November of 43. I just wasn't sure of the dates. So yeah, that's the actual island that they're talking about in that series, and then that's where we are now. So August of 43 to November of 43. So technically, it really could be Black Sheep Squadron. That means I get +5 to my roll, by the way.
+5 to your roll, okay. +5, I'll take that.
Yeah,
you can add 5 to your roll.
I should have been more careful there. All right, so the question is, I can't actually call them there because I've got no leaders that can see that.
That poor Shindo squad, man.
Except I don't know if I want to do that. Because who's starting to scare me now a little bit is Ozawa down here to the southeast. I may want to save one Corsair for him. Okay. I have to roll the usual 1 through a 4 to make sure that it hits. Oh shit! Webcam time. Where's the webcam button? All right, cool.
It hits.
Yep, so it does hit. Fighter bombers aren't that great though. Called in by Waterman, subtract 2 from the roll, add 2 for your woods. So that's going to be a grand total of a wash. They're on the blue row. Make sure the stupid webcam is turned on this time. Alright, so no net modifiers here. Come on, man. 10, it's a miss. Oh, I give up.
The boys in Black Sheep had a party last night.
Come on, man. That sucks. Alright. What are you going to do? Okay, now. Over to my direct fire. Okay, we're going to have to go ahead and do the usual. I have 8 total points. No, more than that.
No, you got 8.
Yeah, it's 8. It is 8. The thing is that I've already kind of used that -2 on the fighter bomber strike, so I'm not going to get to roll that now. It's just going to be 8, add 3 to the die roll.
Okay.
Do I even want to do that, though? Oh, wait, before I get stupid, while I'm still in my command phase, gotta divide up some squads. This is the mistake I made up there in the northwest. I could have totally carried off that battle in the northwest, but I just screwed up a couple small details. Basically, they went in there without taking cover, World War I style. They just basically charged blindly in there, and it didn't go well for me, suffice it to say. Alright, that'll be it. Okay, now I'll go over to my direct fire. Trying to figure out who I want to shoot at and who I want to save for movement. Who do I want to save for movement? This is atrocious. Okay, direct fire phase. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call in that mortar. My onboard mortar, obviously. He's going to hit, yeah, my favorite hex, Kilo 5. That hex is going to crack sooner or later. It's going to be, I'm on the white row, add net 1 to the die roll. Turn on the webcam and advance this time. Alright. Not with rolls like that. Dude, I'm changing up my dice, man. Alright, that's no effect. That's it for these guys. I'm pretty sure everyone else is going to move. This is called the put yourself out of your misery phase. So this hex throws out a smoke grenade. This hex throws out a smoke grenade. My last smoke grenade. This hex throws out a smoke grenade. One. Oops. Give me a second. Get out of here. Alright, where was I?
One.
One. Oh, shit. Oh, the importance of leadership. They don't have an officer with that group. They only have a movement of 4. Well, it looks like you used the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 extra with the road. Any opportunity fire on them?
No.
Alright. Ship sees what's coming. He threw a smoke grenade. By the rules, he has to move now. Alrighty. Oops. So they went to H6, G6, G5.
At G5.
Okay. Cool.
Unless, yeah. Unless they're moving to Foxtrot 4, but I don't think they are.
Well, you'd have to declare it now, but in all fairness, I'm now out of movement points.
Okay.
So H6 was 1, G6 was 2, and then G5 is 3, 4, and again, there's no leader there.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's where I'll take the shot.
Okay. Assuming from the heavy machine gun?
Yes, sir.
Alright, you're shooting through a smoke screen, so you have to add 1 to your die roll.
Add 1. Comes. That's a 7, so 8. It's nothing.
Cool.
Right.
You have to
He's got a
subtract 1 for the leader.
Right, so it's a 7.
It stays at a 7, that's 1 casualty point.
1. No, it's not. They're 1 to 4, aren't they? It's just a 3 and a 1.
It's a 3 and a 1. Okay. Oh, yeah, 7. Shit, I got away with that. Awesome. I'm so used to bad news that. Awesome. Okay. Dude, there's no way I'm assaulting that X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, because that airstrike was a whiff. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm already in my movement phase, so I can't shoot now. One. He's up there to make sure that the building's blocked against Ozawa's platoon. He's in a smoke screen, so he's still a little vulnerable to Shindo's platoon.
Yeah, he'll. Okay.
Okay. So are you going to take opportunity fire there, or do I move to the next hex?
I'll take it there.
Okay. That's the whole stack from Shindo?
Yep.
Cool. So that is, Shindo can't help, but he can add his -1. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 5, 6, 8 points.
8.
8 points. -1, +1 for smokescreen. So 8 points and a wash. Yellow row.
You mean white row?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the yellow row.
What
But
did I say? I said yellow? What the hell?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we can do. A 7.
Okay. A sort of way of showing an inter-squad leadership. Yeah, Bob, that's for sure. I lost 2 leaders over there on my left wing. So, okay, full disclosure, I've screwed up this game. Marines usually do a lot better than I'm making them look here because I'm not really paying attention.
Just taking it easy on.
Bills 27, Jet 17. Not pretty, but I'll take it. Dude, you're winning by almost 2-1. You're fine. Tough ears, I'm getting spanked. Is the long and short of it. Billy, don't be a hero to the make me your wife. See, tough ears is singing again. Keep your pretty head low. Don't be a hero. Come back to me. Yeah, I'm getting pretty badly tuned up here. Okay, so it was 8 no modifiers on the white row. What did you get for your
a 7. One casualty point.
1 casualty point. So one guy's going to get pinned down. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure that somebody can carry that light support weapon. Yeah, we're good. One, 2, 3. I screwed up again. God damn it. Okay. That's gonna be it for my... what am I doing here? I didn't fire because I thought that bomber was gonna do something. I can assault that group, although that's gonna be, again, pretty bad. Even if I win, I'm gonna take 3 casualty points. No. 4 casualty points. Jesus Christ. Oh, what the hell? One, 2, 3, 4. I don't think any opportunity fire affords itself on that one.
No.
Alright. So now we've got 2 insane... oh no, we got defensive fire.
Yep.
I don't know if you have very much.
Just the mortar.
Yeah, I'm just seeing what the mortar can hit.
And
the mortar can hit Golf 5. The mortar can hit the guys on the road over there in Echo 5, I think. Because you have to have an officer to see
right.
An unpinned officer. And the guys down there in November 8 are out of range of the mortar.
Yeah, but I can defensive fire with my guys in the house down there. Right?
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Guys, I totally screwed up this game. Yes, you're absolutely right. Oh, what the hell am I doing? That's a huge force down there too. Oh, I'm so stupid. 10. You know what? I deserve it. 13 points, -1, +2 for buildings. So 13 +1. You are now
13.
on the gray row.
13 +1. All right, we need something low here.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No.
A 6.
6 becomes a 7. That's only 2 casualty points. Now, slow down and pay attention, dummy. 10, 13, we just figured that out. I'm taking off a full squad and replacing with a half squad.
Okay.
I could pin, but I want to do an assault, so my guys are taking the casualties.
Okay.
Which is actually kind of stupid.
We'll do the knee mortar on... We can do it on India 5 there.
India 5. Where the hell is India 5?
With under the smoke marker.
Oh, yeah, cool. Cool. You just have to add 1 for the smoke. So it's white row, add 1.
Come on, baby. It's a 3 plus 1's a 4.
Oh my god, dude, your dice rolls are merciless. 4 casualty points. You just wiped out most of that stack. I want to cry like a baby. Dude, I can't pin down the officer because that, Oh, there goes that assault. I kind of deserve it, though. I made a lot of little mistakes in this game. Alright, cool. That will... Or does that? I'm pretty sure that wraps up defensive fire.
Yeah, it does.
Alright. We go to advance and assault phase. Get under cover, please. This assault goes in, automatically succeeds because it is pinned down and no casualties. This assault will not go in because there'd be Waterman going in there by himself. No thank you, he's not that much of a badass. This one down here I don't really like, but I'm gonna go for it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1-to-1 odds. I'm throwing in my last 2 grenades. I'm assuming you're throwing in your one last grenade?
Yep.
Alright, so that basically is going to give me a 1-to-1 -1. Is my only chance there. Oh god. Come on. 4 and 2, that's a success. I made it by 1. I made it just barely exactly. Let me confirm that. God, please. 1-to-1 is 6 because I have 14. What did I say? 14? This is really important, so let me make sure I did this right.
Yeah.
3, 2,
5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, 12.
11, 12. I thought I had 14. Okay, it's a good thing I checked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Shit, I did do that wrong. Versus you had 13 in there, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, 2, 2, or 4, 4, and 2, that's 10. It's 13. I was actually at 1-to-2 odds. Oh my god, this assault was insane. Subtract 1 for your officer, subtract 1 for my officer, so our officers balance out. I threw in 1 additional grenade.
Yep.
So I was at 1-to-2. I needed to roll a 5 or less. And I rolled a 6 minus 1 because of my 1 extra grenade. I barely made it.
Yeah.
Holy crap. If I had known that was 1-to-2, I probably wouldn't have done it. Oh, it's still going to be a bloodbath. Alright, so everything in, first of all grenades are used up. A successful assault is all defending units destroyed. However, 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry units in the stack, plus 2 for the building. I have to take 6 casualty points.
The officers left.
Well, I was trying to see. That's 1, 2, 3. I can pin him. I can pin him. That's still only 5. Oh my god. He's in there by himself. He can only carry one support weapon. He'll carry the BAR. That means these weapons are destroyed. Oh my god. Hey, that's your village, dude. God knows you paid a price for it. Oh my god. That's Eagle. That's a Silver Star right there. That's a Navy Cross right there. Oh, I so lost this game. I mean, I won on victory hexes, but in points I'm gonna have lost big time. Huge. Okay, that's gonna be it for my assault and movement phase. I'm now gonna try and rally some guys. This guy rallies on a 9 or less. Again, 7, 2 for officer.
Yeah.
4, or actually 5, sorry. He makes it with no problem. And now, the unit that is out there in the open, he does not get an officer bonus. He can only has his own, his own eliteness, so he has to roll a 7 or less. At 11, no, he's still pinned. Which means he's probably going to get the shit shot out of him on your turn. Oh no! Speaking of your turn, let's get to it. Okay, Japanese turn 4. Will I catch it with the chat? Posted this song up in the rec room for you. Okay, cool, tough ears, I'll check it out. Yeah, who's winning? I'm winning on objectives. I've got 4 out of the 5 objectives, effectively. No. Sorry.
Yes.
3 out of the 5. But that's not going to matter. Because I've taken way too many losses, for sure. I haven't done the math yet, but there's just no way. I don't think I'm coming back from this. I've made a lot of really dumb mistakes. Chip has made some really good use of cover and concealment, and I have been throwing some... Although that last roll was pretty lucky, I've been throwing some pretty big bricks.
Yep.
A lot of 7s, and I rolled an 8. I needed a lot of 8s, I rolled a 9. Conversely, I just won a pretty big battle. I say won in air quotes. I needed a 6, I got exactly a 6. So, yeah, the die rolls have been close. Okay, over to your command phase.
Okay. Because science teacher, yes, the grenades affect the die roll. So they don't add to your number, but they do affect your die roll. Grenades are what saved me down there in the south. That one extra grenade is exactly what saved me. If it wasn't for that one extra grenade, that would have been an unsuccessful assault, which would have been very, very bad. And the in Kilo 5, I think I got a full squad under there. Is that a full squad on the bottom?
Yep.
Split him into 2. I think it'll still allow my stacking.
Yep, you still got 4 infantry squads in there, or now 3 infantry units and a leader. So yeah, you're
right.
Good.
So, let's see the machine gun.
Dude, Waterman is so dead.
The 1/2 squad and the light machine gun will fire at your pinned guy in the open.
Okay, so according to your fire phase, we said 1/2 squad and the light machine gun?
Right.
Alright, cool. So that's a total of 4 points that can reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. That smoke screen is still there. You have to add 1 for the smoke screen. But that gives you, if you're on the red row, add 1 to the die roll.
Okay, we need low. That isn't it, 10.
Cool, he got away with it.
Okay. And then the heavy machine gun will fire at the India 5.
Oh god. Yep. So I would say throw in a grenade, but I think we're both out of grenades.
Yeah, we're out of grenades. Yeah.
Sweet. So we're talking about a total of 3 points, 4 points.
Yep.
All right. No cover. So yeah, 4 points.
4 points minus 1 for mine, or
Officer,
is it?
yep.
Okay. That won't do it. An 11.
Nice. That's the third 11 in a row. Or not in a row, but third 11 this game. I'm waiting for that 12. I need a Marine sniper. That's my only hope at this point. I need a Marine sniper.
And the mortar will fire at Gulf 4.
Okay, yes, an officer can see that. Actually, no, an officer cannot see that.
The guy in India 5 can't see him?
Actually, believe it or not, no, he can't. And here's why. So his line of sight pretty much ends south of India 4.
Okay. Can he see Echo 4? Or is he blocked there again, too?
No, so his line of sight begins... if I put I'll zoom in a little bit. There's a lot of counters on the map, too.
Yeah.
So a hex, if it's got terrain in it, the terrain is considered to cover up the entire hex. So his line of sight, we're talking about this officer here, Sarazawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can see anything south of India 4. Because India 4 blocks his line of sight going north of that. He could technically see like Hotel 4. He could see, what is that, Fox 4. But yeah, Gulf 4 he actually can't see.
Okay. All right, maybe, well then he'll just pitch it in on India 5. The mortar will fire at India 5 as well.
The mortar is minimum range of 2. Yes, you can barely do it because you're 2 hexes away.
Yeah.
So that's 5 points in the open.
Even up.
He already
Even
told
up.
us, yep, 5 points.
No, +1. You got a smoke marker there.
Oh, that's true. I still have a little bit of a smoke screen in there. So yeah, white row, add 1.
Right. White row, add 1. Here we go. 10.
Nice.
Not my turn.
I'm getting some good bricks this turn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Japanese luck has run out.
finally catching a break. Sweet. Okay, so that's your defensive fire. That's your offensive fire phase.
That's my direct fire. Yeah, that's my fire phase.
Now go to your movement.
Right. So
I think almost all your guys have fired.
Nah, the guys Shindo and his 2, they're going to move into Juliet 5.
Oh no! Here comes a bonsai charge right on my flank. Now, do I want to take defensive or opportunity fire? Point blank opportunity fire. I believe I will. Oh hell yeah! -2 for point blank opportunity fire. It has to be point blank. You can throw in grenades, but I don't have any more grenades. +2 for your woods, -2 for watermen. So it's -4 +2. That gives me a grand total of -2. And I have... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, you got -2 for the officer, and I got the...
+2 for the jungle, yeah. And then opportunity fire, when it's point blank, is always -2. On top of that as
okay. Well, we didn't... okay. All right.
Are you talking about a previous turn?
Yeah. Never mind.
I'm pretty sure that opportunity fire that was taken over here was against somebody up here, and then I moved these guys up here into India 5.
Okay, I thought it was them. It doesn't matter, I mean.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I had a sneaky way around that.
Okay. Yeah, I might have shot at the group that's now in Echo 4.
I think that's what happened. I think I air quotes baited them. Oh, you know what else? They had a smoke grenade. A smoke grenade. Oh, well, that wouldn't have helped. Never mind. Forget I said that.
And I've got plus. I guess do I get the +1 for the smoke in Juliet 5?
Yes, because you are now using my smoke grenades.
Yeah.
There is still a smoke screen in there. If I can find it, get it there. Yep, you're using my smoke as benefit. That's actually a good point. That actually is true. So it's going to be a grand total of -1. And I got a total of 6 points in there.
All right.
Oh god, please! I wish I had some grenades. Oh, webcam time. Do it legit. White row, -1. Do it. And 8 -1 is 7. That is 1 casualty point. That may be just enough. So somebody spend.
Pick one of the half squads to pin.
Okay. Any other movement? Let me zoom out so we can see what's going on here.
There's everybody else is. That's the only people I have left up there.
Now, okay. Here's another thing that is a little bit. Again, you got to copy the rules. That -2 for point blank is for opportunity fire, not defensive fire.
Okay.
That might be another thing that throws people off. Because defensive fire, you're shooting at stationary enemy troops. Stationary enemy troops are assumed to be on their belly, shooting back.
Yeah.
With opportunity fire, they're up and running toward you. So it's always. They did clean that up a little bit in the Captain's Edition rules, which I think is the edition of the rules I sent you, but it used to be even more. It used to be even more confusing. It's -1 for opportunity fire if there is no other terrain at all. So smoke screens, a single woods hex, anything like that. If it's adjacent, it's -2 on top of everything else. So if it's +2 for woods, -2 for point blank opportunity fire. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Then again, we also could have made a rules mistake if we did in the replay. No worries. I mean, I'm
no
sure
biggie.
I'm sure I've lost this game.
No biggie. Yeah.
So that will be it for movement.
Yep.
My defensive fire, which there isn't that much. He can't because he's pinned. I do have some mortars. Oh, mortars. Mortars, come on, mortars. You got to do something, man. Now, my question. Do I mortar the light machine gun? Waterman's got to call in a fire mission. Do I call in a fire mission on the heavy machine gun? Or do I call in a heavy fire mission on Shindo, who's probably going to try to assault me in a second? Because he can't really assault with that heavy machine gun. He can drop that heavy machine gun if he wants, but I wouldn't recommend it. What's the more immediate threat? I think Shindo's the more immediate threat. So I'm going to call it in there on that hex. Waterman can obviously see that hex. -1 for Elliot. So -1, +2 for Woods, +1 for my smoke that you get to use now. Damn it. So it's going to be a 6, add 2 to the die roll. So white row, add 2.
Okay.
Anything that hits does double because of tree burst.
Double. Yep.
Nice. I finally get the roll I'm looking for. Shindo!
6.
That's what happens when you move out of your charmed hex. So that is an adjusted 6. That's 2 casualty points on the white row. That becomes 4 casualty points. I'm pretty sure that hex is wiped out.
Yeah, it takes it then because you already got 1 on the pin group and then 3 more.
So yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, that hex is toast.
Yep.
Oh god.
Finally, there you go.
That's what he was safe in K5. As soon as he moved out of K5, that was his, that was his special ground. Oh my god.
Must be a shrine, Shinto shrine in there somewhere.
Yeah, well, the Buddha was up here in K1. I guess he moved it down. Who knows? Okay, so that's it for my defensive fire. Over to your advance and assault phase.
Advance and assault. So let's move the half squad and the machine gun into Juliet 5. No, the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In Kilo 5 to Juliet 5. Sorry.
No worries.
That's all that's left.
Yeah, you can move anything you want, even if it's fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, move the heavy machine gun up to India 4. That group, that whole group.
Yeah. So again, it doesn't like the Valor and Victory system doesn't flaunt itself in its rule book or whatever. But once you get used to or I find, this is just a subjective opinion, obviously. Once you get used to it and you play it, it's like, okay, I'm going to move. I have to watch out for opportunity fire. Then you stop moving. You're basically running across the field. You hit the dirt.
Right.
The enemy fires back at you in either defensive fire or opportunity fire. And then you have this second free movement phase, advance and assault. Notice Waterman can't fire at you, even if he didn't fire previously. He can't fire. There's no opportunity fire in advance and assault phase because you're moving just 1 hex. You're literally, we kind of call it informally like the belly crawl phase. So it's the kind of stuff that you see in a lot of infantry, tactics. Cross the open field, hit the belly, and then like you elbow crawl that last, 5 yards or whatever, to get what you're trying to get. And people get real crafty. Like when you're coming across an open field, or you're coming up through woods, like if you had a bunch of guys here in India, you had a bunch of guys here, let's say, you're running up this way, you don't use your movement rate to get to Gulf's 8 and H8, because then opportunity fire, defensive fire, you lose half your squads right off the bat. You use your movement rate to get up to Fox 8 and Gulf 9.
Right.
Opportunity fire phase, you have no targets. Defensive fire phase, you have no targets. Advanced and assault phase, you belly crawl up in there. And before you know it, you're like, holy crap, I'm actually using real infantry tactics. And there's no rule for that. It's just how the game works. I love that. I love that organic, elegant game design. So now we go into, I don't think anyone can advance an assault because the two guys that did their advanced assault have already advanced and assaulted.
Right.
You have to start off, damn it, McAfee, get out of my face here. So I think that concludes Japanese turn 4.
Yes, it does.
Epic, Marine turn 5, command phase. I have 1 airstrike left. Oh, first of all, actually a couple things happen. Dissipate, dissipate, dissipate. Go away. Auto rally. So obviously you can roll to rally at the end of your phase. Who knows if you're going to make it or not. At the beginning of your next phase, you automatically rally. The thing is if you can make the roll at the end of your phase, you're not pinned during that whole enemy turn. That follows. That's right, it's over here. All right, come on, Black Sheep. You kind of failed me last time. Waterman can totally see you. He's calling it in danger close. Watch me miss it, and then it's gonna drift and it's gonna land on me. Watch that happen. I get bombed by my own Air Force. Alright, I'm going for it though. I cannot call it in on Kilo 4 because I have no officers that can see him. Technically. That is true. Yeah. So it's either J5 or India 2 or India 4. So 6 to 5 and pick them. I'm going to go and kill off the officers. If I can kill the officers, sweet. Here we go with a blue. Oh, first of all, do I hit? 4, barely. Yes, it does hit where it's supposed to. Awesome. Blue, -2 for Waterman, +2 for Woods. It's a wash. Blue row for fighter bomber strike. Another 11. God damn it, Black Sheep Squadron. You guys suck. My Marine airstrikes have whiffed big time. That's okay. Alright, now we go to my direct fire phase. Direct fire phase. Cool. We're going to go ahead and take a shot with our total of 6 points. -2, +2 into the same hex. So white row, no modifier. A 6 stays a 6. That is 2 casualty points against India 4.
Okay. 2 pins, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I can't.
Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah,
because I can't fire the officer with the heavy machine gun with the officer, and I can't.
Yeah, 2 pins is legal.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Other direct fire. Well, in the light of that development. One, two. Okay, Yeah, that'll be it for my defensive. No, I keep forgetting I have a mortar team down here. All right, that mortar team's got to do something. Mortar team onto Juliet 5, because again, Waterman can see him.
Right.
Waterman will not get to add his 2. Well, never mind, because Elliot adds. He's the guy actually shooting the water.
Yeah.
All right, so 6 net add 1. Webcam 10. That's a whiff. All right, cool. That will be it for my direct fire. We now go to my movement, where I'm sure I will start to take some all kinds of happiness. His line of sight starts there, so he's just going to kind of fall back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, he's using the road, or the trail, I should say. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think there's any opportunity fire there.
No, I don't think so.
Alright. People in the chat, he did not have to pay additional movement penalties for those tree lines or that elevation because he used the road during that movement, or the trail. So a trail will, or a road will negate movement, terrain modifiers to movement. He fired. There's no point in risking him. Now he's not using the road, so he will have to pay 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that hex still legal? Stack wise?
Is that way? Yeah.
Yep, just making sure. Wanna be cool. If you get caught air quotes cheating on Twitch, the community will alert you to the issue in short order. Coleman, dude, that mortar can't see you. This guy can see you, so I'm afraid he's gonna do something silly. So I'm just gonna go. He's just gonna go ahead and stay put there. I couldn't have reached you anyway in defense. Oh wait, you're too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I am gonna go ahead and move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And that's gonna be it for my movement. Over to your defensive fire.
All right. Now the pinned units can't fire, right?
That's correct.
Can they spot for the mortars?
Nope.
Nope, can't do anything.
No, they're pinned. If everybody in the stack is pinned, then yeah.
Yeah, they all are. So I guess it's just the light machine gun team.
Yep, you got 4
will
points.
Fire
out
there.
4 points. The river is no cover bonus, so he's just kind of stuck there. Yeah, red row, no modifiers.
All right. 7. I don't think it does anything. Nope.
Barely missed. Oof.
Yep.
Waterman's getting lucky all of a sudden. All right, cool. Then it's just advance on assault phase. That's these guys splattered. These guys have to occupy that hex because they assaulted it. And these guys are going to advance on assault. They're going to belly crawl. These get under some cover and get into the minimum range of those mortars. Now, they don't have to fire the mortar. They can just use their personal weapons at point blank range.
Yeah.
So that's definitely allowed. And let's see, down here, I'm going to put what's left, the sad remains of Coleman's platoon, kind of back together a little bit. He's literally down to 1 fire team. Oh my god, it's the Pacific, man, it's bloody. Alright, that will wrap up turn 4. Because the Marines have no one to rally. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Make sure sure I'm not missing anything. All right, cool. Japanese turn 5.
All right.
Valor and Victory games normally go 6 turns, but it's, you know, whenever the stream, we've been up now for almost 3 hours, so we can quit whenever you want to, or...
we'll go through this final turn. I'll let you wipe me out.
Okay, cool. Turn 5, your turn.
All right. Well, it is my fire phase.
Yep. So Waterman kind of put himself in a bit of a crossfire there, but I'm hoping I'll get away with it.
Yeah, I mean,
This would have been a good time for a smoke grenade, but I'm out of them.
The light machine gun team will fire into Waterman's square, so that's a +2. Yeah, because he's in woods.
Yep, light machine gun. You got line of sight because he's on elevation, but he's adjacent, so yeah, you can see him.
Yeah.
Yep, 4 points. Add 2 to the die roll.
Yep. So I need like snake eyes. 10. Nah.
Okay, yeah, a 4 or less will do damage. Okay. Same with the mortar crew.
Yeah, they got a 2.
Yeah,
they'll shoot. I mean, why not?
Okay.
Unless they want to try and run away and.
Well, technically, they could probably fall back because of the way the woods are. They could probably fall back to
Kukubicopai.
There you go.
Kukubicopai. Yeah, we'll hang on. I'll just hang on to them. Right now, they won't fire.
Okay, cool. All right, so then we go to your movement phase.
Yep.
Okay, so who's moving? Oh, it's got to be them.
They're the only ones left.
Okay, are they moving north or west? Or east,
They're gonna move north.
Alright, cool. That's actually better, because you know what? If you move here...
You got opportunity fire.
Well, technically I don't, because you're directly behind woods.
Oh.
But then when you move to M3, now I've got opportunity fire. Because I'm shooting over those trees. But for now, you go this way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I didn't really have opportunity fire really there. In fact, no, I didn't have opportunity fire at all. Cool. So we go to my defensive fire. Okay. Mortars on J5. 6 + 1. We're gonna get them eventually. 8 becomes a 9. Hell no. Waterman. 6 points minus nothing.
Yeah, even up.
Oh my god.
Almost gave me that sniper.
Oh, that was that's atrocious. Okay, that will be it for my defensive fire.
Alright.
So that's it for opportunity fire, movement, advance and assault phase. Oh, for you? You want to assault me?
I've only got 1 infantry team against 2. That's 2 to. That's a 1 to 2 assault, right?
Yeah.
Ah, what the heck? No guts, no glory. They're Japanese.
Cool. So, yeah. Oh my God. Plus, there's a -2 officer in there. Plus, they're elite. Yeah.
I'm going for snake eyes, man.
Basically, you need a 3 or less. Almost.
3 or less.
Yep.
A 4.
Close.
I know.
So, okay, cool. There are 2 infantry teams, or 2 infantry units in that hex, so you're, for a failed assault, that's 2 casualty points. There's only 2 casualty points in there. Now, there's one infantry unit in that hex, plus the number of units, plus the terrain. Yeah, trust me. Now, there is 1 infantry unit in there, so I have to pay 1 casualty point for defeating that assault. So it wasn't completely... Even defeated, even when you win the assault, the assaults are bloody. Even winning one is going to cost you something. Okay, so that's that. And that concludes Japanese turn 5. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, so Marine turn 5, super fast. He'll go ahead and at the beginning of the turn automatically rallies. Direct fire, I literally have no line of sight. I can't even, I can see these guys not at all. Over to movement phase with an officer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, take that back. Actually, no. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna have to pretty much stop there for now. Okay. You have opportunity fire. Now it's only 2 points because you can't use mortars on indirect fire.
Right.
I mean on opportunity fire. +2 for woods, -2 for point blank opportunity fire.
Yep.
So it's a wash. Red
even
row.
up.
Yep.
A 5.
That's 2 casualty points.
Yeah.
Other movement. Okay, that completes movement. Advance and assault phase.
Yep.
And now, do I even want to do this assault? I don't know. I have. I can't use 2 assault weapons because I only have 1 squad going in there. It's going to be 2 to 1, 4 against 2. I have no officers in there. 2 to 1 gives me an 8 or less. I'm going to go for it. Except that's going to cost me 2 casualty points even if I succeed. No, 1 casualty point because there's only 1 infantry unit in there.
1 infantry unit.